Right then, so new He-Man trailer. I am a super fan, massive super fan. Can we hear that? Let's try again. New He-Man trailer. I am a super fan, massive super fan, massive He-Man nerd. Not much of it that I didn't really know. Or the only thing I haven't watched is the newest kids show, the CGI one. Not watched that. Want to know how big of a He-Man fan I am? Check this out. This cost me about $5,000. This is my handmade custom Sword of Power from the original 80s film. So, it's real steel. It weighs a ton, about 7 pounds, and by the power of fucking Grayskull, I love it. It's one of my prized possessions. So, the scabbard, me and the guy who made this for me, a bloke called Jeffrey Robinson. I'll link I'll link his website. Big bronze and swordsmith. We kind of designed the scabbard myself because the movie scabbard from the movie was literally just like a piece of leather with a little tip on the end and a loop on the other end. So the scabbard, as you can see, has this little bit to show the blade. It's nice leather, and then right at the end, check that out. That is pretty cool. So I've done some extra work in the past, and I'm quite gutted that I never got asked to do He-Man, because a few of the ones come up. Oh, we're out of focus because I put that in. There we are. So yeah, I am a massive He-Man fan. I'm like this with the film. It's got fucking Jared Leto in it, who's useless. He's not worth a shilling. I like the casting of He-Man. I'm not that bothered about Man-at-Arms being black. That kind of stuff doesn't bother me if it doesn't really have any effect. The race swapping stuff, there's been a lot of controversy about that in recent years, and in certain aspects it does take the piss. The one that I really don't like is the new Harry Potter Snape being black, for the reason that it just completely takes away the implications of why Snape was bullied. For instance, you know, the rich pureblood white kid is going to be picking on the poor black kid. You know what I mean? So, but Idris Elba doesn't bother me being Man-at-Arms. The lady who's playing Teela, she looks like she's a little bit mixed of some kind. I don't know, which I'm not sure how they're going to work. You know, this might be a different reality, but in the original He-Man universe, Teela's Man-at-Arms stepdaughter, she's really the sorceress's daughter and Fisto's daughter. So, you know, anyway, but this is really fucking cool. I'll link it. I'll put a photo down. I took it and got a photo with Dolph when he was here at the big Comic Con. That was cool. He was like looking at it like, where the fuck do you get this from? So yeah, the Sword of Power. And let's and just for info, I fucking love the 80s movie. I think the 80s movie is brilliant. It's a different take. Obviously, a lot of people. There's going to be plenty of people crying now that stuff isn't exact. I'm always open for certain interpretations. And the movie, I thought the movie was good. Loved it. Loved the idea that the sword opened up the eye. Of course, the eye is what opened up Grayskull to the world. Depending on where you read or what. There's like kind of two origin stories. There's one which is Skeletor was a demon summoned that was apprenticed to Hordak, and he was summoned to this world. And he, when Hordak and got blocked off basically by King Grayskull, they kind of hide the. Well, I don't know if King Grayskull was in that timeline. I can't remember. But basically, all the elders hid all the secrets of magic and power in Castle Grayskull, and that's protected by the sorceress. And Skeletor, who's like an interdimensional demon, wants it. That's one version. The other version, which I much prefer, is that when the Big Bang happened, is a piece of heaven fell, landed in the center of the universe, caused the Big Bang, and that's where Castle Grayskull sits. So the 80s movie did the thing where once the Great Eye opened, it made Skeletor God, because he was like basically what the sorceress is. So, and that kind of runs in the theme, because you've got stories where Teela becomes the goddess, and you have the snake goddess, and all that kind of stuff. My interpretation, I like to mix and match. I love the idea of Keldor, the King Grayskull storyline, where I can't remember off the top of my head the race of Keldor, but the story where they betrayed and murdered King Grayskull, and then obviously later on in life, Randor has an illegitimate child, and Keldor is like, sorry, not Randor. What's Randor's dad called? Keldor's Randor's brother. What's Randor's dad called again? The old king. Let's have a look. There was the original He-Man episode where they find him on the floating island. The Enchantress has him trapped. King Randor's father. Is it Miro? Miro. It's Miro. Yeah, so Miro's father. Miro has an illegitimate child. Keldor tries to usurp the throne. Adam is then taken to Grayskull, becomes He-Man. I think that's the 2020X version, which 2020X, fucking fantastic. I know Kevin Smith made the new Revelations, but somebody needs to pick up 2020X and carry on, because that was the best one. Other than the sword looking complete fucking shit, brilliant. But that could have been fixed, because you could have had, obviously in the DC comics, Adam goes into Grayskull and reforges the sword of power into his own, and it looks different, and it kind of looks a bit like the movie one, old movie one, in those comics. You could have had it in 2020X where he does that, and then it looks more like the original one. I loved in the original one, Cringer was just a little cat and then become Battle Cat, massive, big. They kind of missed the fact that he didn't talk, but it would have just been funny to have, I think, a little bit of narrative off the top of him thinking, like, look at these lunatics. Anyway, big fan. Let's look at this trailer. I don't mind if it's a bit campy, don't mind if it's a bit cheesy. I know they're going for the whole Earth thing again, don't mind, or whatever. There's going to be cliches, but it is what it is. So let's find Masters of the Universe trailer. I need to get a new webcam, because this one doesn't cover the full screen. It's just a Rise or gaming one, basically. I need another one. Masters of the Universe official teaser trailer by IGN. So let's just do this.
All that stuff that only exists in movies and bedtime stories.
There's Zor. There's Grayskull. Come on.
Spaceships, magic swords that can make a man as.
We're gonna restart. My work alarm's going off. Let's try again. Boom.
All that stuff that only exists in legends and bedtime stories. Talking tigers, spaceships, magic swords that can make a man as mighty as a god. Where I come from, that stuff is real.
So he's on Earth. So we did have, lots of people complained about the 80s movie being on Earth. That was done because of budget. The budget was slashed halfway through. In the comics, in the DC comics, they do come to Earth. In the cartoon, the original cartoon, Adam's mother, the Queen, is from Earth. She's a pilot. She's an astronaut that gets sucked through a wormhole or some crap. I can't remember.
Why did you send me away?
I wanted you to be safe.
Yeah, so his mother's from.
You to a place that they never find you.
Oh, the pronouns. That is funny. That is funny.
Find you. Yes.
hilarious.
This obsession with nerd stuff and storing things. It's not a good look for human resources.
I know it sounds crazy, but that sword is gonna show me the way home.
Sir, you can't do that.
Don't worry, the sword's mine.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Hold on, it's about to get weird.
No, maybe she's not mixed race. I thought she looked a little bit caramel. Is that the correct terminology? I don't know. She looked like she's from Latin origin to me in some of the stills. Not redhead enough though. Needs to be more redhead. Roboto, man at arms.
What am I supposed to do? Take the sword.
Fisto. I can't remember the name of the spiky guy, but it's the urban legend that was designed by a fan. Kronos there, Trapjaw. Who else we got? Let's have a quick peek. These guards are cool. They're almost like in a skeleton outfit rather than being the black stormtroopers from the 80s one. This is cool. So so those aren't Wind Raiders. They look like the Cyclones ones. I can't remember the name. The Cyclone spaceships that Skeletor's bad guys obviously flew on. Well, they're blowing stuff up. Of course, they're the bad guys. Anyone else there?
What am I supposed to do?
Okay, looks good. Jared Leto does look good. Maybe because he's not actually showing his face, this film won't flop and it'll actually be decent. Beastman. Evil Lynn. I'm looking forward to it. It looks good. It does look good. I was really, really... Oh, yeah. Still recovering. This looks brilliant. It does look really good. I don't mind if it's a bit cheesy. Don't mind if it's a bit cliche. Nothing was cheesier than fucking He-Man of the 80s, right? That is cool. Excuse me, I've been dying to get over this chest infection. Looks brilliant. I wonder what Tyrone's saying. We'll have a look at him later on when I'm on the way to work. I need to go now. But yes, 2 thumbs up from me so far. And let's see how it goes. If you can't be good, be careful. Catch you next time.